Are you kidding? Stop it! He lost sight of it! Christmas! The wraparound! It's over!
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Season 4, Episode 9 of the Powerskateshow podcast. Bit of a slow week, but we gotta do it. We got some news to talk about, some jerseys that we're gonna talk about, a certain one that I think Grant is gonna throw himself a party. Some crazy news that we're going to talk about. And before we have Grant on, which I just seen but when the intro started, he was throwing ripping paper, and because of a certain team that he's concerning about. And also, we please welcome the the Durham Bulls mascot troll, this dude.
You know, I don't even know how I trolled the mascot that badly. I still don't know how I did it. I just said my opinion, and I had about 4 people message me the following day saying, "Why were you going all out on that mascot?" And I said, "Listen, it looked like a moose. It looked like of a basketball mascot more than a hockey mascot. Hate to break the news to you."
Yeah. Anyway, with that, Grant, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good. Other than the Red Sox blowing their lead, I'm doing good.
All right.
That's what Alex was referring to. What I was upset about. Watching the Red Sox stresses me out. And if they make the playoffs, yay! I can commentate their games. And they'll blow leads then too, and you can see me rage in person. It'll be funny.
Woohoo! All right, and before we get this party started, tomorrow we're going live for our fantasy hockey live stream, our inaugural season for Yahoo Fantasy Hockey. We would like to thank everybody who will participate this year's fantasy hockey. It's gonna be a blast. We're gonna bring other people who's been part of our Powerskateshow crew, and some of our former guests or old guests that may come on as well. Grant, would you like to add anything about tomorrow?
Yeah, no, looking forward to doing my second ever hockey fantasy draft. We'll see how good I do. I don't know. I usually don't care about fantasy sports that much, but for the Powerskateshow League, I'll definitely put in some more effort than I usually will, and I don't know, try to beat Alex and Sean and whoever else is going to be in our league. But yeah, we'll see.
Good luck with the.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get this party. All right, now let's get this party started. You guys have to follow the Powerskateshow if you're a diehard hockey fan. And yes. Next, you gotta follow Fluster Sports Zone. And if you follow the Powerskateshow, you are required to follow Fluster Sports Zone. because he does all of sports. Like we're talking about baseball, hockey, football, you name it.
There is
And
basketball somewhere. There it is. There's basketball.
basketball. Or, so yeah, now let's get to the topics that did not make the Powerskateshow news, and we're gonna start out with Mike Hoffman will miss at least four weeks with a lower body injury.
Which obviously stinks. Mike Hoffman in the new system. You want him to play as many preseason games as he could. Unfortunately, that did not happen, but that's okay. He should still be on the second line starting the year. He may even be back by the first week, so just maybe he'll have a minor injury by that point and he'll play it out. We shall see what happens with Mike Hoffman, but he'll be back sooner rather than later, so I wouldn't panic if you're a Canadian fan. You'll still be getting the majority of that contract worth.
Yeah, like Mike Hoffman, it sucks that he's gonna miss a couple of games this year, but I think that he's gonna be he's gonna do very, very well with the Montreal Canadiens. That with his time with Montreal, a team that really went successful in the playoffs last year. Mike Hoffman can be the 2.0 replacing Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Well, we all know that Dvorak is the replacement, but Mike Hoffman can be the assistant as well.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, moving along. Blues have extended GM Doug Armstrong to a 5-year deal. Round of applause for that.
I mean, listen, yes, Doug Armstrong's done a nice job with the Blues. Yes, he won them the cup. Here's my issue. What have the Blues done since then? That is what I'm mainly harping on the Blues for. They won the cup, and it feels like for the past couple of seasons, they've been lazy. I have to be completely honest with you. He could very well get fired 3 years into this deal if the Blues continue to struggle and eventually reach that salary cap hit that they can't come back from. Of course, we'll see what happens, but as for right now, the Blues are still looking like a fringe playoff team, and you want to bring in playoff success, well, sometimes you don't deserve a raise. I think in this case he did because, again, this is his first extension since that cup win, so obviously you're going to re-sign him as your GM. 5 years is basically the max length they could have gone here. I would have done more like a 3-year deal to see how the Blues are doing, and then maybe give him a 5-year, but overall it's not horrible. There's significantly worse GMs out there who've been getting paid more.
Yeah, I really like Doug Armstrong as a GM. He pretty much know what he's doing. When the Blues are very good. Started out fantastic back when Jaromír Halak and Brian Elliott were like top 10 goalies in the league in the early 2010s.
Gosh, 2012. That was a fun year. Basically, It was 2012. 2013 too, kind of.
Yeah. But since they were struggling while Halak left from St. Louis, Elliott's become a massive struggle, and it's basically like his contract with the GM with the Blues is pretty much on the line. The 2019 Stanley Cup run really redeemed himself. The year after that is a little bit of a struggle. So I think that he can redeem with round 2. 5 years has been too long as a GM who's been struggling a bit as a GM, pretty much. Give him like a 2 or 3 year deal, which is pretty much a modern length as a GM who's pretty much struggling, but a team that's pretty much on playoff level.
Yeah, I mean, teams like the Nashville could re-sign their GM for this long, or other decent teams.
Yeah. Next, Sheldon Keefe re-signed with Toronto, and I might have a minor question with this.
All right.
Yes, Toronto with another first round exit. I'm not gonna go too hard on the Leafs, cause pretty much Toronto has not done anything in the off season, pretty much. Do we think that Sheldon Keefe is gonna turn out like better than his previous times with coaching? I have no idea, but yes, Sheldon Keefe can raise the Maple Leafs to the playoffs as always. But the main question is it worth giving someone who pretty much the team with Sheldon Keefe choked in the playoffs? 2020 was a disaster. 2021 was even way worse.
That's the thing. You gave this guy 2 years. You give him 2 more years. Yes, 2020 and 2021, abysmal playoff years for the Maple Leafs, but this is why you give him 2 more years. I'm glad they didn't give him anything over 3, because if they gave him anything over 3, I would not be happy. For a coach who is yet to win a playoff series, you don't give someone over 3-year deals. You give him a 2-year deal, and this is what you got to do for Sheldon Keefe. You want to get re-signed with Toronto after 2024? Simple. Win in the first round of the playoffs. All you have to do. 1 second-round appearance will at least get you another contract offer. And if it ain't with the Maple Leafs, it's dang well going to be with someone else. That's the moral of the story for Sheldon Keefe. You got to win in the first round in the next 2 years, or else Toronto's going to fire you. And the moral of the story is, can Toronto even make it out of the first round ever again in their existence if they cannot make it past the first round in these next 2 years? I'm sick and tired of the Maple Leafs choking. Are they a team that can win the cup? No. Are they a team who can make it past the first round? Absolutely. And that's what's driving me crazy. You said Toronto, they haven't done anything in the offseason, and you're kind of right. They've been lazy, if anything. Yet to find the replacement for Nick Foligno, and they have done absolutely nothing to restructure Mitch Marner's contract, which honestly, again, in 2 or 3 years, that contract could be looking pretty bad if he continues to fall off a cliff statistically. Luckily, this year it wasn't awful, but Marner could hit a significant decline sooner than people think, and honestly, I feel that could happen. Austin Matthews, again, I know he's going to be a pending free agent sometime soon. Like, you got to win now if you're Toronto. And again, this is a team that I don't even think can win the cup. This is a team I think should be losing in the second round, maybe Eastern Conference Finals, depending on who they play. Rant over, but Keefe deserves another 2 years is what I'm saying. But, yeah, I'm not buying into the hype.
Yeah. All right, now let's go over to Best in the Game Powerskateshow. Alright, now we're gonna start with something horrible. Jack Eichel stripped the captaincy for failing his physical test. And he's gonna be on long-term injury reserve.
Yes, let's strip a player of his captaincy because he's only dealt with injuries for the last 9 months. But no, we're going to avoid that. He failed the physical because, surprise, surprise, he's been injured. Let's strip him of the captaincy. Let's strip our best player since Thomas Vanek, who wasn't even good to begin with, but neither here nor there. Let's strip the captaincy from our best player since 2014. Like, come on. Buffalo just simply is asking to make sure Eichel gets traded sometime soon. I even heard someone today he might get traded to Minnesota. I don't think the Wild have salary cap to do it, but listen, any team's going to make room for Jack Eichel. They are going to shed cap. They are going to be willing to make trades to acquire someone like Jack Eichel. Buffalo clearly doesn't want him. Eichel, maybe not a captain on another team, but he'll definitely be at least an assistant captain. It is absolutely awful. And again, it really sucks seeing a generational talent absolutely wasted because management don't know what they're doing. And that's been the thing I've been saying about Buffalo since the last playoff appearance in 2011. They don't know what their management is doing. It's time to Pagula sell the team. It's just time you do everything. You've already done everything. You've already rebuilt 3 times in the last decade. How much more can you rebuild? You've already started over 3 rebuilds. Right here, you trade Eichel. You are starting your 4th rebuild in 11 years. And those rebuilds led you absolutely nowhere. Just Buffalo is another team like Toronto. They just bug the heck out of me because they should be so much better by now, but they're not. Why do you think when Buffalo reaches their 3-4 players, they're giving them 3-year contracts? That's Buffalo's version of an 8-year deal. Roughly around the 15 to 20 mil mark. It's pathetic. That entire franchise is pathetic.
And that's why I put that picture there for a reason.
Yes, Eichel showing his frustration. That's a good picture.
All right, next. I have questions. Caesar's Sportsbook as the Caps jersey ad. That is the worst ad sponsor I've ever seen in my entire life. Geico. Geico should be the front runner.
I mean, this is what I'm
Caesar
saying.
Sports.
You put the ads on the jerseys, and the jerseys look unsellable all of a sudden. Look at how jam-packed that sportsbook logo is on the top left corner. Look how jam-packed that is on the logo. Why can't you just put the sponsor on the boards again? Y'all have already heard my jersey rant. I'm not going on another one. But case in point why this was a horrible idea. Case in point.
Geico just literally got robbed.
Yeah, at least Geico has the little lizard. You can at least look at that.
Do you know who should have been excluded that Caesar Sportsbook? Geico, WGL, or Papa John's.
Okay, Papa John's would be pretty cool. Like, it depends the sponsor. Like, if you're going to have a jersey with, like, a name brand sponsor, like, if you're going to have the Burger Kings, you're going to have the Amazons, you're going to have the Dunkin' Donuts, like, if you're going to put those sponsors on, okay. When you're putting Caesar's Sportsbook, I'm sorry, but no one's going to want that. If you're going to put sponsors on a jersey, you have to at least put the biggest sponsors you can. And I don't even care if Caesar Sportsbook gave you the most money to put the sponsor on your jersey. I still don't agree with it. You got to do what sells. Caesar Sportsbook, they may have gave you the more money, but guess what? That's not going to sell.
That's my rant and grants for it. Do we have our nostalgia of the week? Give it a round of applause for Curtis McElhinney. 2-time Stanley Cup champion, and I actually have a connection about Curtis McElhinney. So, I was at a Blue Jackets game in Columbus, Caps and Blue Jackets, the day after New Year's Day in 2016. Curtis McElhinney was hurt in the late 3rd period. Do you know who came to replace McElhinney? Not Bobrovsky. It is Anton Forsberg.
Yeah.
Forsberg saved the day, and he got a W. Anton Forsberg got the dub in a shootout.
Well, there we go. Makes me happy to hear the Capitals lose a game.
So yeah, we really enjoyed watching Curtis McElhinney for like the past 7 to 8 years, and yeah, best of luck of retirement, Curtis.
Yeah, happy retirement. I mean, he was a good goalie. I mean, a respectable backup and retirement.
All right, next. Blues trade right wing Zach Sanford to the Ottawa Senators for left wing Logan Brown in a conditional 2022 first round pick.
I mean, Zach Sanford's the better of the two players. St. Louis not getting a horrible deal out of this. Sanford last season had 16 points, and Logan Brown, I think he had a little bit less. And again, the draft pick isn't really the biggest thing you have to look at here. I'm just trying to pull up Logan Brown's stats. But yeah, I don't think he had an outstanding season by any means. I think it's time that, St. Louis, they're trying to save a little bit of salary cap, and they don't want to trade someone away like Zach Sanford, but they're going to, again, to keep the bigger names around. And that's what you kind of got to do in this situation. If you're Ottawa, again, I think you win this trade. You are getting a slightly better player. And, it's certainly not an awful deal for either team. It's finally Logan Brown's stats are blowing up on my end. But yeah, Alex, you can give your opinion.
Yeah, Logan Brown, he's most likely a fourth.
Yeah, Brown only played one game last year, actually. Continue.
Yeah. Look, Logan Brown is most likely a fourth line player, or a healthy scratch, or an AHL guy at best. But Zach Sanford, he can play middle of the lineup sometimes.
For sure.
So St. Louis is trading away like your bottom 9 anchor, who's been well efficient despite the long-term injury he had in 2017-18, but he redeemed after the injury, or after the Stanley Cup, or after that Robert Bertuzzo fight. He redeemed himself. To Ottawa, I don't know what's gonna happen for him, but I can say that for a team, Ottawa, that's been in multiple conversations, like yes, we all know that Ottawa is a bad team, but we gotta realize they have a bright future. The thing is that Sanford has a ton of room for improvement. He's pretty much 26 or 27, I believe.
Yeah, he's 26.
26? Yes, he has room for improvement. So basically, Ottawa is getting a lot of young guys, more improvement, and then Ottawa will become better again.
I mean, yeah, again, Ottawa definitely wins the trade for now. Again, I think Logan Brown will pretty much be a fourth liner, if not an AHL player for St. Louis. And we already know Sanford's playing at least third line or higher on Ottawa. So right there in itself, again, the only reason why the Blues made this trade is for salary cap purposes. Maybe you shouldn't have gave Colton Parayko an 8-year contract, but neither here nor there. Yeah, no, Senators are going to win this trade. They're going to end up winning the trade. Again, the draft pick and the player St. Louis is getting, I doubt they turn out to anything. And for Ottawa, you get a good third, maybe second liner if he develops fully, but most likely third liner for future playoff runs if their rebuild ends quicker than expected.
Yes. All right, we got a little bit of a nostalgia of the week, but we got to say Hockey Hall of Famer Pavel Bure is with the International Ice Hockey Federation front office.
Good. And, being a Russian native, this definitely makes sense. And I'm glad he's staying in the game of hockey. There's a lot of different career paths, a lot of, players take. Some players just retire, never work again. Some players try to become a coach. Some players may be like Dominic Hasek, who tries to run for mayor. And when he did that back in 2019, and then, someone like Pavel Bure, hey, you know what? I'm going to join the International Hockey League front office. I'm going to try and make this a better league and try to contribute anyway. And I like guys like Pavel Bure who, it's kind of like being a coach in a way. Doing a nice job helping out the league.
All right. Our next topic is a true nostalgia, and we have to cue. You know what it is. The Brass Bonanza. The Whalers jersey is back. Playing against the New Jersey Devils.
Love it. They pissed off the entire state of Connecticut, but my God, do I love it.
Yep,
That may just be the best alternate jersey in all of hockey, ladies and gents. I hate to break the news to you.
Yes. And Matt, I think we should do a live reaction with that if it's on national TV.
Yeah, maybe TNT showing the game or whatever. Yeah, we could do a live commentary for it.
For the Brass Bonanzas against the Devils.
And obviously, whenever the Hurricanes score, we play Brass Bonanza their goal horn. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Obviously.
All right, next.
All right.
Seattle Kraken got their first win against Vancouver with a 5-3 victory. Morgan Geekie recorded 2 goals, and Riley Shahan scored their first ever preseason goal in their franchise history.
You know, the interesting thing about Seattle was they were losing 2-0 in that game early in the second until Shahan scored, and then they scored 3 straight, and then ended up winning 5-3. Very impressive performance by the Kraken. I've been impressed with them in the preseason. I mean, yes, they beat Vancouver, played that god-awful game against Edmonton where they lose 6-0. And then they come back, and then they went 2-1 last night. So I don't know. The Kraken are looking like a solid preseason team. I think I finished where I got them finishing like 3rd, 4th in the Pacific. They could very well finish that if this team plays well. They also played the Flames. I know Mark Giordano scored a goal against his former team, which was pretty interesting to see. And, let's just see how the Kraken does during the regular season.
Yeah. Jersey alert! The Chicago Wolves have unveiled their new dark jersey that will take place this upcoming season. W or L?
I mean W. I mean, minor league jerseys can get away and be much more creative than NHL jerseys ever will be. No advertisements. But it looks nice. I like the blue and kind of dark red stripe on the bottom, mainly silver jerseys. I mean, this is basically what a Vegas Golden Knights like alternate would be if they incorporated red in their logo. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm gonna say that a W. I like the stars right by the underneath the W. I think that's the symbol for like the state of Chicago. I don't know if it's the 3 stars or the 4 stars. I don't know, but yeah, I think they're paying homage to their city, which is Chicago. Normally they don't play inside Chicago, but like right by the border of it. Yeah, the uniforms look good. Well neat, and yeah, I'm gonna say that a W.
For sure.
Senators center Ridley Greig will be suspended for 1 preseason game for cross-checking Pierre-Luc Dubois. Hold on. There is actually more. There's more.
This one, I got nothing to say. Just he's a rookie. Learn better. This one right here, and I ain't just blowing up because it's a Capitals player. This is against the Bruins. But Dylan McIlwraith is an NHL veteran. He knows better to not hit face with the elbow. He knows this. You know, again, if these guys are in their entry-level contracts, I completely understand. They're going to make harmless suspensions sometimes. Guys like Dylan McIlwraith, I mean, you wonder why this guy was placed on waivers. Placed on waivers yesterday. Didn't get claimed. You're fighting for a roster spot. You are a veteran defenseman on a team who actually needs defensive help. What do? First period of the first preseason game, and you get a ejection and a suspension. Well, that ain't going to look good. You might get bought out of your contract now. Hope it was worth it.
Tony D'Angelo 2.2 on the other
Well,
direction.
I don't know if
ladies and
Dylan
gentlemen.
McIlwraith abuses teammates or not. To be determined. I don't think so. But regardless, McIlwraith knows better.
Yeah. I hope that gave the redemption of the Orlov hit. The Orlov hit from the player.
It was, well, I mean, it does and it doesn't. I mean, really, the Bruins winning that series just
Oh, come on.
made that. I mean, but to be fair, the Bruins won that series, so I don't necessarily care about that anymore. But the issue was, I mean, God, that Orlov penalty, that was like the worst missed call of the playoffs. Move on to more happier news regarding the.
Speaking of that, we got some King Henrik news, and get this is gonna be on national TV. As far as I'm thinking, they will retire King Henrik's number 30 at Madison Square Garden against the Minnesota Wild. And I'm gonna check their schedule on January 28th. Oh, it's only gonna be in their local market. Boo!
What? It's only going to be in their local market. You are retiring the second best goalie of this generation's number, and it's not even on national television. This is why the MLB, NFL, and NBA are all better marketing for crap like this. You put this game on TNT or NHL Network or ESPN. This is not a locally televised game. In fact, anytime you retire someone's number, it should not just be a local broadcasted game. NHL, it's the simple basics of marketing. Do it right.
Yeah, they should not put on their local market. If you're retiring someone who's a franchise icon, King Henrik, for example, this should be on national TV. As it should be. If it's the Rangers and the Devils, that should be on national TV.
It should have been
If
Rangers
it's the-
Capitals. That would have been funny, though, if it was Rangers Capitals.
Yeah. If it's like Rangers and Kings, cough cough.
You won't want to do it against the Kings. I'll just give Lundqvist poor flashbacks.
Alright. Well, hey NHL, replace whoever is on the 28th of January, switch back to national TV, and we will be satisfied, even better.
And again, why the Wild? Like, again, this is bad marketing. Why are you retiring Lundqvist's jersey against a Western Conference opponent? This is simple. You retire the number. The Rangers are playing the Capitals, the Penguins, the Flyers, the Islanders, the Bruins, the Lightning, literally any other team, the Minnesota. Like, this makes, you might as well do it against the Kraken, because that'll be the first ever time the Kraken play at Madison Square Garden. Like, why? I get if this was Marian Gaborik who played on both teams, but, like, this is Lundqvist. What does he have to do with the Wild? He's not even a Michigan native. He's from Sweden. What is the point?
Oh, dude, I think that they want Marian Gaborik to be at the ceremony, probably.
Oh my goodness, he's gonna be at the ceremony anyway. You might as well do it against Carolina so Derek Stepan can be on the bench. You thought of that?
Alright, next.
Oh my goodness. I'm on a roll
That's gonna
today.
get close.
That was my fifth explosion. I'm on a roll today.
Yeah, this is gonna get clipped for sure. All right,
This
next.
is what happens when we film on Saturday nights instead of Wednesday nights.
All right, next.
Yeah. I'm done ranting and raving about how bad the marketing is.
All right, San Jose Sharks defenseman Brinson Paschnuk have stated the reason why he didn't attend training camp because he was diagnosed with celiac disease and lost 14 pounds.
I mean, that is a pretty unfortunate situation the Sharks have to deal with there. Prayers up to him. Hopefully he continues to do well with whatever's going on. And I'd love to see him hopefully play some more games in the NHL this year.
Yeah, I hope, yeah. Alright, next. Don't look at that.
The caption list. Gotta always look at the captions.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, let's do that, and then we'll get to that.
I didn't
Caption
comment one, unfortunately. Probably when you're trying to teach the class, but the teacher says you're not getting paid.
Alright, here's a good caption. When you realize that here's a good one. When you found out that that you were getting like a bad penalty call or here's a good one. When you found out that that there was that the rain is coming, pouring rain in about 2 hours after school. That's not pretty much the right good caption, but
interesting caption. I don't care if it rains when I'm in or out of school. I just don't want it to rain when I'm driving on the highway. That's all I care about. Don't rain when I'm on the highway. Other than that, it can rain all Mother Nature wants to.
Or here's a funny thing. This would be my reaction when I get caught wearing like a signed piece of paper on my chest.
Yeah, so you're turning into Garrett Cole or Trevor Bauer, whichever one of the two. Both of them, basically.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Capitals won the trade. Caps won the trade.
Keep thinking that. Well, hey, what was Anthony Mantha done? What was Jake Vrana done? Yeah, Vrana was on the 6-game goal streak. That's right.
He was a goal per game.
Wait, did Mantha even get a point in the playoffs?
As far as I'm concerned, probably.
Bro, I don't think Mantha even scored a point in the playoffs. And it ain't Vrana's fault because Detroit can't even make the playoffs. Let's see. Did Anthony Mantha get a point in the playoffs? He probably got like a point or two now that I'm thinking about it. But let's check anyway. To my knowledge, though, his stats weren't great. I mean, yeah, he had 29 points. How many of those came in Detroit? Okay, he had 8 points in 14 games with Washington. That was in the regular season. Okay. So that's not necessarily awful. I felt Vrana had better numbers. But Mantha, I guess, didn't play absolutely atrocious, which is nice. I'm trying to figure out his playoff stats here. Pro Football Reference so much easier to read than Hockey Reference, apparently. The more you know. Like, why would I care about how good he does on 5-on-5? Just give me the playoff statistics. Here it is. He had 2 assists in 5 games.
Not bad.
I mean, Red Wings won the trade, so who cares?
Yeah, Vrana is out.
But he's out 4 months. Well, that sucks.
4 months. F in the chat for Vrana. Yeah. All right, next.
Yeah.
Canucks re-signed Sarah Elias Pettersson to a 3-year worth $7.7 million, and defenseman Quinn Hughes to 6-year $7.5 million deal.
And this
Any
was
questions?
the nuke drop of the week. I mean, no. Elias could have got more than a 3-year deal. $22.5 million, that's fine. Quinn Hughes, 6 years, perfect year amount, just under 50 at $47 million. That's fine. They're both great contracts. I would have tried to lock up Pettersson for more than 3 years, but other than that, and I'm not even really griping about that. That's just like my one little thing that I would have critiqued. I would have liked if they gave them both 6-year deals. And, now that Jacob Tannen's gone and the majority of their defense is gone, I mean, Vancouver's still, they still got to opt off quite a few contracts. They got to make sure Bo Horvat's still around for the long term. Brock Besser, of course. They got to try to dump Tyler Myers' contract. Vancouver still got a few things to do. They did re-sign Thatcher Demko, though. That was earlier in the offseason, not during last season. So they've done well with the Thatcher Demko re-signing. They didn't bring back Alexander Edler, which I'm glad they didn't do, and they're re-signing Pettersson and Hughes for a team who, although sucked last year, could actually maybe be in the playoff race this year. So I have high hopes.
As they should.
Both contracts were fine. What do you think of the contracts?
Well, Pettersson, it's a good contract. Right on the money, but I think you should have a 4 or 5 year deal.
Yeah.
For Hughes, I a little bit have a question about Quinn Hughes.
Why? He's the third best offensive defenseman in the game.
Well, hold on. Let's exclude the 2021 season, as Vancouver went on a disappointing season. Lots of COVID rage out in Vancouver. Where is this stats? Yes, like Quinn Hughes had a successful season in his rookie year, which I'll give him credit for that. Should it be fair or true? Alright, 56 games last year, 3 goals, 38 assists, 41 points, and minus 24. For the $7 million, he's been in the minus spot for a long time. Yes, like it's true that the plus minus is not a thing anymore, pretty much. Yes,
if you're using that as your main statistic, because by the way you're reading those stats, it sounds like they're paying roughly, $10 million a year to make sure, or, a little bit, give or take a little bit more under that. They're paying that much for roughly 55 to 60 assists a season when healthy. And that's what you pay a guy who can score that many assists, let alone points. That's just assists alone.
And also,
I don't know. He's going to have negative. That's because Vancouver, where's their bottom six? What bottom six does Vancouver have? What defense does Vancouver have other than their first line? Heck, now Travis Hamonic, he's contemplating about opting out this year. That's going to be another blow for Vancouver. Listen, Hughes might have a bad plus minus, but ain't his fault when the Canucks don't properly build the third and fourth line.
Yeah, and if you're signing someone who's been well consistent, he's about to be in his third year in the season. Give him like a 4.5 or a $5 million deal, and then if he does better, which would be obvious, then give him a 7-year deal on the next one.
Well, that is my thing with re-signing young players. Should you give him the big money contract right out of the gate? I think in certain circumstances, you shouldn't. Like, if we're talking about someone like Capo Caco getting a 6-year deal or Jack Hughes, I would be like, hold everything. But if it's someone like Kale McCarr, who had it earlier this offseason, Quinn Hughes now. Let's say someone like Alex DeBrincat gets re-signed for a 5-6 year deal. I have no issue with that. Because why? They proved that they're good and consistent enough, for at least the first few years. Hey, we're going to be future All-Stars in this league. I think Hughes already made the All-Star game in 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
He has.
He did,
No,
yeah.
2020.
2020, rather. Right. Well, 2019, 2020. But anyway, yeah. This guy's already made an All-Star game. He averaged 41 assists in a shortened season. Not to mention Vancouver couldn't even play for a month because of the COVID outbreak. He's done his job. He deserves his pay rise. And for Patterson, Mount Elias, I'm kind of upset. Because now that I'm thinking about it, it's an underpayment. But is what is. Both are pretty good contracts, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I ain't arguing.
Next.
Jim Benning did something right for once. A round of applause indeed. And this is a round of applause right here. This made me just put a good old smile on my face. Sam Montembeault, former goalie of the Panthers, getting claimed off waivers by Montreal this afternoon. My goodness, did this make me happy. One of the best prospect goalies in all of hockey the past 2 or 3 years couldn't play. Why? Because the Panthers thought it was a good idea to throw money at Sergei Bobrovsky. And simply, if you're in Montembeault's case, Spencer Knight was the better prospect. And that is what was killing Montembeault this entire time. But now he goes to Montreal. A case where he's going to get playing time now. Jake Allen's contract is expiring at the end of this year. If Montembeault shows in the AHL or limited AHL experience, he could run away with that backup role. And with the development of Carey Price and good goaltending coaching, this guy's going to be fine. This guy's 24. He will start to get a lot of playing time when he's about to become 26, 27. Price may also begin the year on IR, so Montembeault may be getting playing time to begin with. All I'm going to say is that, I ain't going to say, he's going to win the Vezina in this amount of year like what I did the last time I was hyping up a 24-year-old goalie, Dan Vladar.
Dan Vladar, who you said 2025.
Listen, he's still been pretty good this preseason on the Flames. I don't care what anyone says. Vladar's actually been impressive. But regardless, Montembeault going to Montreal. This was a smart move. Montreal, they knew they needed a goalie. They're trying to say, well, okay, we don't want to re-sign Jake Allen next year. Who's our backup plan? Sam Montembeault's on waivers. Let me go claim him. Let's try to develop him. Maybe we got our backup for the rest of Carey Price's career. Maybe when Price retires a few years down the road, we can kind of build off of that. I like this move by Montreal.
I really do.
By Montreal, because as a Bruin fan, I ain't happy about that. I think this guy has a really good potential, and I think him and Jeremy Swayman are going to have some great goalie battles in the future. Hopefully, it's in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, Sam Montembeault, I've been on his push for Montembeault.
Yeah, we've been
right. But the push
for Montembeault.
I've been on the push for Montembeault petition club for the past 3 years. 3 or 4 years. Yeah. And guess what? The push for Montembeault has come to an end.
That's sad. Back-to-back weeks we have 2 hashtags ending. Well, I guess that's actually a good thing. Bad for narratives, but good in general. We had the push for Kaprizov ended last week, and now the push for Montembeault, which didn't even know existed until now, but that has come to a conclusion.
Yes. Now one more.
Yeah, overall Montreal, smart move, getting a good right now, good third string goalie. When Jake Allen's contract expires, just make him your backup. You won't be disappointed.
Mm-hmm. All right, Kings sent down Kupari, Anderson, Dolan, Kaliev, Turcotte to the Ontario rank for the start of the season.
I wanted to see Terriot play a little bit more, but other than that, the rest of the guys are basically on entry-level deals. I'm mad about that. Let these kids develop. Kings, they're still going to have a few more years of Kopitar, Dustin Brown. No need to rush these kids up. They already re-signed Adrian Kempe as well, which was nice. That was my main worry for next offseason. They already re-signed him. So Kings are doing fine. And they also re-signed Cal Pearson last week. We talked about that.
Yeah. Alright, that's going to wrap up for Season 4, Episode 9 of the Powerskateshow podcast. Tomorrow we will be back on a live stream. We will announce who's going to be joining on our Fantasy Hockey live stream. And if you guys are watching, who joined the Fantasy Hockey League draft 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And, this will be a great time for sure. Glad to have our fans participate. And also, for closing, the closing applications will end at 3 p.m. or at noon Eastern Standard. Whoever is has not applied yet, we got 6 more slots. Sign in by noon tomorrow, and it will be locked for the rest of the season.
Go join. It'll be a lot of fun.
Alright, so with that, do you guys wanna follow our personal Instagram accounts? Links will be in the description below. Do you guys want to follow the Powerskateshow for news, updates when we go live, and all that good stuff? Links will be in the description below. Do you guys want to follow Grand Flood from Flood to Sports on Instagram, Twitter? The links is also in the description below. Subscribe to Grand Flood to Sports Zone for his talk shows every Sunday, 1 to 3. Doing his good old sports program, like the Powerskateshow. And Fantasy Hockey's tomorrow, like I said. And Graham, would you like to add anything before we sign off?
Well, no, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Again, make sure you go join the fantasy draft tomorrow. Make sure you go follow Powerskate, Fletcher Sports Zone, Alex's stuff. Alex does a good job on all of his vlogs, so you definitely want to go check those out. And
I'll put that link in the description as well. He knows how to edit more than I do.
He knows how to edit more than I do, so you want to see more edited footage of live sports reactions, that's where Alex comes into play. But that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and hopefully we'll be back our normal time on Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely. Wednesdays will be 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's on a weekend, like Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, will be regular time at 7. So stay tuned for everything. Like I said, turn on post notifications, and with that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.